Hello and welcome to Rockstar Manager. I'm Dr. K, the management professor, and this episode is about teams. We'll walk through common management mistakes with teams, as well as characteristics of high-performing teams and developing members' self-management skills. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button down below and also hit the notifications button so you'll see each time I post a new video. First, let's talk about 10 different common management mistakes with teams. First on the list is unrealistic expectations. When supervisors come up with random metrics without reviewing any historical trends, then forecasting unreasonable goals, situations like this often lead to employee frustration, and if they're frustrated for too long, it becomes a motivation to leave the team. Examples of situations with unrealistic expectations include doing too much too soon, when there's too much emphasis on results rather than building team dynamics or actually finishing a project, when poor interpersonal chemistry is apparent, and when there is an inability to anticipate hurdles because someone is chasing a new shiny object. A second management mistake is the inability to overcome weak strategies and poor business practices. Sometimes you try something new in business without developing a full-fledged strategy. If it doesn't require tremendous time commitment, resources, or big dollars, it's okay to give it a try. However, an expert should be available on hand who offers reliable, proven, and trusted advice. To overcome a weak direction, everyone will need to have the flexibility to pivot and get back on track. Another management mistake is allowing a hostile work environment. Simply put, nobody wants to work for a manager who allows this. A fourth management mistake is to allow teams to run to a new shiny object too quickly for a quick fix without allowing for long-term strategies being established. A fifth management mistake is when you don't take the time to review projects or activities in order to identify lessons learned or best practices to carry forward. It's worth the time to hold the session and even more valuable to document what you learned and those best practices. Another management mistake is providing vague or conflicting priority assignments. When your people don't know what they should be doing, it's wasting time and building frustration. If you can share the intention or the goal of the activity, message what you want communicated or data to be shared, the format you wanted it in, and identify when you want to receive that first draft, that will help clarify expectations and motivate your employees. 7. Not everyone has the same skill set. Another managerial mistake is allowing inadequate team skills training and poor staffing. Participate in the development of the training program and establish standards in the hiring process to hire motivated, qualified people. An eighth management mistake is lack of trust with team members. If you are hiring motivated, qualified candidates, you should leave it up to them to prove you wrong, rather than you not trusting them up front. If you don't trust your people, nobody will want to work with you. Another management mistake is the inability to have open and honest conversations with team members. That includes manager to employee, manager to the team, or between team members. Communication is key. Lastly, lack of proper feedback is the final management mistake. Give a compliment where a compliment is due, and don't wait a month to give that compliment. The longer you wait, the more it negates the value of the compliment. If a team member is going to do something wrong, tell them in a respectable, professional manner. If you don't tell them, they'll probably keep doing it. Not many people go into work saying, "I hope I do my job wrong today." It's your job as the manager to give timely, appropriate, and developmental feedback to grow your employees. Something to consider when managing teams is the type of team you're managing. If it's a day-to-day work team, you're going to manage them differently than a self-managed team or a project team. Think about the type of team that you're managing so you can minimize the storming stage in Tuckman's 5 stages of team development. Now let's talk about characteristics of high-performing teams. Historically speaking, Participative leadership, such as serving and empowering others, takes teams to a higher level. Everyone is more likely to be on the same page, and teams are likely to grow cohesively at a faster pace. 2. High-performing teams communicate frequently. This includes a climate of trust, open and honest communication, as well as timely professional responses. High-performing teams also focus on the task at hand and consider future project impact. They eliminate waste in the process and seek opportunities proactively. 4. They also align on purpose and talents, which means they have a sense of common purpose for existence and apply individual talents. 5. High-performing teams also have an unspoken shared responsibility for outcomes. This means each team member feels responsible for both individual and collective outcomes, wins or losses. Lastly, high-performing teams capitalize on individual strengths. If you have a rock star who is great at something, clear the way and let him or her shine. Don't make life harder than it needs to be. Play on one another's strengths. The last topic for the episode is developing members' self-management skills. First, make an effort to encourage one another. Say thank you to someone who went over and above for you. Say great job when someone does something better than you expected. Say please when you're asking for something. Next, create a habit of self-evaluation. Consider your own verbal responses, physical reactions, and what you can do better. Then, set high-performance goals. There's a famous quote where the gist of it is to shoot for the moon. You may get it, but if you don't, you'll still be among the stars. And lastly, learn how to critically evaluate your own performance. If you can get ahead of the game, you can work proactively on your skills rather than someone telling you. It just feels better. Hopefully you have a better understanding of teams and how to better manage them. If you're interested in learning more about related managerial topics, you can read Kreitner and Kanicki's Organizational Behavior, or you can find my book, Rockstar Manager, From Theory to Practice at Barnes & Noble. Thanks for your time. Be your best you and be a rockstar manager.